I should have did this video earlier, but your boy's busy. Got things to do. But it's your man, 100 Grand Ross, but the rock never stops. Today I want to do this video because I think it's something that is a worthwhile point to make when it comes to differentiating talent, when it comes to evaluating talent, when it comes to assessing how valuable someone is for your franchise, for your organization, for your team. You know, I was thinking about it when I was driving around earlier running errands. That I remember when Giannis went down in the playoffs and Chris Middleton was by himself with Drew Holiday and Brooke Lopez and Bobby Portis. And Chris Middleton walked into Boston and got the Milwaukee Bucks. Won. He won them a game. For that one game, he was the man. He was him. He was their star that the entire offense revolved around, that the other team made their primary defensive target and couldn't stop him. He got them one game. And the reality is, not everyone's going to be able to carry you through a full series. At this point in the semifinals, conference finals, rarely is any one player going to be able to do that. But can you get me one? Can you get me one? One game. One game. This is a game where the Boston Celtics are at home. This is a game where they are sitting back and they're reckoning with Jason Tatum being done, not just for the series, for all the next year. And there's a lot of conversation around what are the Celtics going to do moving forward? Um, are they going to try to restructure the team having the NBA's highest payroll or one of the highest payrolls? Um, Knowing that they will likely not be a contender next year. Who are they going to bring back? All these different things, all these different conversations. But at the top of that conversation has to be, do they really believe in Jaylen Brown? Now, if you know anything about me and my channel, I'm a huge fan of Jaylen Brown. He played at Cal Berkeley, which is right up the way from me, maybe like a 20-minute drive. Um, Followed him from Cal into the NBA with the Boston Celtics. Followed his career. I've loved his competitiveness, his edge. I rooted for him all the way through when he uh, won the Eastern Conference playoffs MVP. He won the NBA Finals MVP, validating everything I thought about him. I personally think he's a greater prospect than Jason Tatum. I think his game is more built for the playoffs in terms of getting downhill. But all that's to say is it doesn't, Jason Tatum, there's no knock to Jason Tatum. He's a fantastic player. Um, it's just a preference. But when it comes to the playoffs, you got to show up. And for the most part, Jaylen Brown has been relatively quiet, if not a no-show. And when you look at his contract, when you look at what they're paying him, now I'm not counting anybody's checks at all, at all. But what I am pointing to is that the what they have paid him validates who I believe that he is, one of the best players in the league. But this is a game he has to prove that. This is a game he has to be able to look at his teammates and say, I got y'all. I am going to be locked in, aggressive. I am going to show up in a big way. Y'all get on my back. Meaning, I'm going to be playmaking, shot creating, shot making, getting to the free throw line, putting pressure on the defense. I'm going to be the one to shift the momentum when it's needed. I'm going to be the one to take and hit big shots. I'm going to make the right decision in the right play in the right moments. I am going to carry the crown of what it means to be the man, the focal point on the team. I'm the most talented player left on the team right now. I'm in my prime. I've been here before. I should be able to carry this load for one game. Now, don't get me wrong. It is going to be a harrowing task. OG Anunoby is one of the more elite physical on ball defenders, just defenders, period. At 6'7", 240 pounds, he moves his feet well, 7'2" wingspan, active hands, good anticipation. He is a high level defender, one of the best in the league. And then you got Mikal Bridges, and then you got Josh Hart. But you know what? Damn it all, you've got to be able to get your team one. Or for sure, the reason they didn't win can't be you didn't show up. It can't be you didn't have a good game. Shoot, it can't be you didn't even have a great game. And it might seem unfair, but it's not. It's not. When you look at the NBA, there's only a handful of guys who are that guy. And I think that Jaylen Brown has been fighting the narrative about who he is most of his career. And I think last season, winning the, Eastern Conference playoff MVP, NBA Finals MVP, I think validated much of who he believes he is. But this has been a down year for him. That's neither here nor there. That is beside the point at this juncture of the season. It doesn't matter what's been going on in the past. You've got to show up. You've got to show up in a major way. You have to say, first off, you can't just stick one person on me. If you do, I'm going to make the play every single time. I'm going to get to the bucket. I don't need a bunch of threes. And you know what? Be damned the coach's scheme. I know their coach wants you to shoot 5,000 threes a game, thinking that somehow mathematically it's going to equal a win. And then you could play the averages and you're going to win more games than you lose if you have quality 3-point shooters who are hitting a whole bunch of threes. I don't care. It's basketball. Get a bucket and get another one and get another one and get a stop. Then get another one and then get another stop and get another and another and another. Putting your team in position to win the game. That's what Jaylen Brown has to do. That's who he is being called to do. That's what I'm saying he needs to do. Be damned anybody else. I don't care. I don't care. I'm saying you need to. I'm saying who I believe you are. I need you to show up. Because I want to walk into next season and say the Boston Celtics need to take this opportunity to see what it looks like to build around you. I think they can. I think you're good enough to be able to get this team back to a playoff first round, maybe even the second round. Right. Are you not good enough? I think you're good enough to do that. But you have to prove it here. Because if you flame out in game 5 and you lose 4-1, if you don't have a great game, if you don't show you can be that guy, there's probably more reason for them to try to move on from you in terms of that contract. Now, you may want to get out of there anyhow. I wouldn't want to play for Joe Mazzulla. He's weird. He's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. He's a weirdo. Ray Floyd, my man. Jaylen Brown is getting paid for moments like this. He better be ready. I think he will be. I think he will be. I think he will be. But he's got to show up. I got to see it. You know what I mean? Like, these are one of those moments that remind your peers who you are. Common fan can have whatever opinion they want. Your peers. Like I said, I've watched Chris Middleton do it. Chris Middleton go into a playoff game and get them one. You look at guys like Jamal Murray, who's never made an all-star game. He looks like in a playoff game, if Jokic went down, if Jokic was having a bad game, he could get his team one. You got to at least prove that you can be that. That you can be that type of star that can be relied upon to show up in big moments. I think he will. I think he will. But if he doesn't, it's going to really shape the conversation this summer. It's going to really shape the conversation this summer. The reality is, I think a lot of teams could use him. The Miami Heat, they could use him. They could use him. Right? There's a lot of teams who are right there on the fringes. right there who could use a player who maybe he can't be your number one. Maybe he's not him, but he could be the other one. So I think it's really going to shape what we see take place. I mean, I already did a video yesterday about how everything has changed. Everything has changed in this landscape of the NBA with the draft measurements, with the injury to Tatum, with all the different kind of dominoes that have fallen from the new collective bargaining agreement and the second apron and the tax and looking at all the other players who have gotten hurt, Damian Lillard, right, Kyrie Irving. There's so many things that have taken place that are going to shape this offseason. There's going to be massive movement, fluctuation. Teams are going to be looking to reposition themselves. And it's going to create a lot of opportunity for a lot of teams who have been struggling, who have been on the outside looking in, waiting for their chance and their opportunity. I, for one, hope that the Boston Celtics find in Jaylen Brown a player they can stand pat with, a player that they can say, you know what? He's got it. He's got it. Even with Tatum down, he still got us. We still have someone that we can build around, that we can trust to lead us to win. And then we can foresee that, okay, in another year, when we get Tatum back, because Tatum's not coming back on next year, they should have the injury exemption to be able to get that salary cap space. I don't know if you get 100% of that salary cap, but you may be able to do, a solid portion of it to bring in someone talented enough to help contribute to a win now. I would like to see what that looks like. Do they bring in a Julius Randle? Do they try to get a Bobby Portis for a year, right? Especially if Giannis is on his way out. Can they get a Bobby Portis in there? You got a Porzingis. Maybe Al Horford comes back on a veteran minimum, right? You got some other guys there that maybe could use an opportunity, you know. But can Jaylen Brown be that dude? Can he be him? And I think we're going to find out soon enough. But hey, it's your man, 100 Grand Ross for The Rock Never Stops. Just wanted to do this video because I was thinking about it all morning. So glad I got a chance to do it before the game started right now. If you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, hit subscribe and the bell for notifications. If you enjoy interactive lives, I do respond to whatever you put in the chat. But I'm going to get at y'all next time. Check these playoffs out. We going to see. We going to see. I'm out. Peace.